So, you're an educator or an administrator, and you're trying to get a handle on what AP Seminar is all about. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to break down everything you need to know about this unique and powerful course. All right, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the big picture. What even is this course? Then we'll get into the why, the benefits for your students and your school. After that, we'll cover the nitty-gritty, logistics, costs, and scheduling. We'll also take a peek inside the classroom to see what the curriculum and assessments look like. And finally, we'll talk about the teacher's role, which is, well, it's pretty special. Okay, let's dive right into that big picture. What is AP Seminar? The very first thing you need to understand is that this is not your typical AP course, where students just memorize a ton of content. To really get what AP Seminar is about, let's start with this question. What skills really matter for success in college and beyond? We all know that colleges and employers are looking for more than just content knowledge. They want people who can think critically, do real research, and build a strong evidence-based argument. And that is the exact problem AP Seminar was designed to solve. AP Seminar is actually the foundational course in a 2-year program called the AP Capstone Diploma Program. And here's the key difference. Instead of going deep on a single subject like biology or history, this course is all about developing those core academic skills, the kinds of skills that help students succeed in every discipline. Think of it like a 2-step journey. In year 1, AP Seminar students are basically building their academic toolkit. They learn how to dissect arguments, evaluate sources, and work effectively in teams. Then, in AP Research, they take all those skills and apply them to a massive, year-long independent research project on a topic they're truly passionate about. So you see, Seminar is absolutely essential for setting that stage. Okay, so that's the what. Now for the why. Why should your school invest the time and resources to offer this course? Well, the payoff for both your students and the school itself can be huge. For the students, the value here is just incredible. I mean, look at this list. These aren't just buzzwords for a college application, right? These are the real, tangible, transferable skills that are going to help them succeed no matter what they study. And the best part, they don't just learn about these skills, they are constantly practicing them through the course's major projects. And for the school, the benefits are just as compelling. Offering AP Capstone makes your school stand out. It's a signal to colleges that your students are ready for serious academic work. It can even boost performance in other AP courses by giving students a much stronger analytical foundation. Plus, earning the AP Capstone diploma is a major distinction on a college application. All right, let's shift gears and talk logistics. You might be thinking, this sounds great, but what does it actually take to get AP Seminar up and running? Let's break it all down. Okay, this right here is the absolute #1 most important thing to know. To offer AP Seminar, the teacher you choose must attend an AP Capstone Summer Institute. This isn't just a suggestion, it's mandatory training that fully prepares them for this unique, skills-based approach to teaching. So what about the cost? The main cost to the school is that teacher training fee, which is $1,075 for the 2025 Summer Institutes. But here's the crucial part. This is a one-time investment per teacher, not an annual fee you have to worry about year after year. The other key number is the per-student exam fee. For the 2024-25 school year, that's set at $147. This is definitely important information to have for your school's budgeting and planning process. Now, when it comes to scheduling, the good news is you have a lot of flexibility. You could run the sequence for 10th and 11th graders to build those skills early, or you could do it for 11th and 12th graders when students are a bit more mature. Each model has its own pros and cons, which really allows you to choose the pathway that best fits your school's structure. So, we've covered the logistics. Now let's step inside the classroom. What is a year in AP Seminar really like for a student? And maybe more importantly, how are they actually graded? This is one of the biggest things that sets the course apart. That traditional end-of-course exam only accounts for 45% of the score. The majority, a whopping 55%, comes from 2 big projects called performance tasks that students complete during the year. So assessment is all about sustained performance, not just a single high-stakes test. The academic year has a very clear rhythm. Things really kick into high gear in January with the release of key source materials. That starts the clock on a major submission deadline on April 30th, with the final exam happening in May. This structure really helps everyone pace their work on those crucial projects.
So I just mentioned key source materials, but in the AP seminar world, you'll hear the term stimulus materials. What in the world are those? Well, they're a core part of what makes this course tick.
Instead of a textbook, the College Board provides a packet of diverse, cross-curricular sources. We're talking articles, images like this one, charts, poems. Students have to analyze all of these materials and figure out a connecting theme. From that theme, they then develop their own unique research question to investigate. It's inquiry-based learning in its purest form. Finally, let's talk about the teacher. Because teaching this course is not like teaching AP Calculus or AP Push. It requires a fundamental shift in pedagogy. You know that old saying, sage on the stage versus guide on the side? That perfectly describes the AP seminar teacher. They aren't there to deliver content from the front of the room. Instead, they are an expert facilitator, teaching the skills of inquiry and guiding students as they explore complex questions on their own. And the boundaries are very clear. A teacher can and should teach skills like how to evaluate a source or suggest general databases for research, but they cannot give directive feedback, tell a student what to argue, find their sources, or edit their papers. The goal is to empower the student to do that authentic scholarly work themselves. When you're thinking about who on your staff should teach this course, these are the attributes you're looking for. You want someone who is intellectually curious, comfortable letting students take the lead, and who excels at teaching the process of learning, not just a body of facts. And that really brings us to our final question. AP Seminar is more than just a course. It's a program designed to cultivate curious, collaborative, and independent scholars. It's about preparing students not just for their next test, but for their next level of education and for a lifetime of inquiry. So the real question is your school ready for that?